Well, hey guys, it is Tay here, and here's some footage of Dark Souls. And welcome to part 2 of the commentary on Dark Souls PvP. Now, let me tell you and clarify that Dark Souls PvP is mainly a player-created phenomenon, and it is essentially broken from the start because the game's servers are incompatible with how players play PvP in general, and so are the weapons. But anyway, I'd like to start off this video by clarifying that the servers in Dark Souls are basically just for story and are too laggy, and the system is too complex to support a PvP system adequately. The PvP system is actually supported, but its lag is so bad that it is something noteworthy and notorious. Well, as you can see here, we've been experiencing some weird things going on with the textures with Dark Souls. There'll be a loop here soon, but this is kind of proof that this sort of system is very glitchy and laggy. It starts to affect the textures themselves, since this game is basically constantly being played online. Now, what you may experience when you play this game in PvP is basically a horrible lag. That is all I could say. For example, as stated in my last video, pretty much a precursor to the series, you may. It's similar to Grand Theft Auto, except Grand Theft Auto's servers actually fit the free roam mode, but the player you're up against, whatever happens on their screen happens on your screen. For example, you'll be fighting someone, and they'll cast a dark bead spell on you, which is a wide reaching spell. It reaches about maybe 25% of the radius around them. You'll successfully dodge that on your screen, so you're clear. And normally you wouldn't expect any sort of damage to happen to you since you've dodged it, but on their screen you were still in the process of either starting to roll or rolling, so you technically did get hit on their screen, and therefore your health still goes down on your screen. Now this heavily affects Dark Souls PvP. And that's just the basic gist of it. The servers also use the switching system. A person's sign, when they lay it down, switches from server to server to server as time progresses, and the sign basically stays there for about 15 seconds, it disappears and goes to another server. And this makes things much more complicated, and the system tends to be a little more slow and is too complex for a simple PvP system, and would boast more lag than anything. And now the picture you see here is a Darkroot Basin enemy. The next PvP aspect I'd like to go into is Darkroot Basin, or Darkroot Forest. Now, there are a couple NPCs when you first enter the gate with Artorias' stone. There are a couple NPCs that you may get rid of, and they won't respawn, but the vast majority of them, including the person you just saw, the mage here, and a cleric, and a sort of assassin, don't despawn. They keep respawning every time you rest at a bonfire. Now this can get very annoying because you can get invaded while trying to clear up the NPCs from the room so you can PvP properly. Now you can get backstabbed by the person as you try to kill the cleric or something. But one thing I want to point out is that these NPCs have the Hornet Ring, especially the cleric, the guy with the mace, and you'll see him shortly. But that is not really accurate lore-wise, due to the fact that Lord's Blade Ciaran is the owner and the only owner of the only Hornet Ring out there. And these NPCs seem to have the Hornet Ring, and whenever they backstab you, it's near fatal. and the NPCs in this forest level up with you instead of staying on a certain level, making it nearly inescapable to, making them pretty much hard the whole time, whether you're level 1 to level 711. Now you see that cleric on the right, but anyway, along with these NPCs, which are extremely overpowered, um, you'll find a whole bunch of trees that the people you're playing against will utilize. They'll run into the trees, which are alive and will try to kill you, and are very strong and do level up with you, so they're always going to be hard. And it'll trigger a whole group of them, and you'll die. So you basically, if you haven't cleared the NPCs in the forest, you're basically screwed if you trigger anyone else while you're dueling. And this is a common strategy these days with players because it's a loophole in the game, and it just further proves that PvP in this game is broken. Furthermore, I'd like to continue with there are the trees. There are the NPCs such as the cleric, the axeman, and there are also mushrooms. And there are big mushrooms which are very strong. One hit can nearly kill you. And the little mushrooms which are roaming around and are not violent. But the thing is, with the aiming system, which is purely questionable in this game, the aiming system may make you actually target one of those little roaming mushrooms, which are pretty numerous, instead of the person you're fighting, which will make it hard to roll and harder to strike, resulting in them probably killing you. Now, another point I would like to make is that that glitch you saw, the texture, made pretty much reinforced my hypothesis on this game's PvP being broken, because the textures on the spells, as you saw, the crystal spell, was not glowing. Now, if you have Wrath of the Gods or anything like that, pretty much the texture wasn't evident. You couldn't see it. So the person would be casting Wrath of the Gods, and you wouldn't have a clue. They would just be doing the animation, and the spell itself wouldn't manifest. So this made PvP today extremely frustrating. It proved it was extremely broken. It made it extremely laggy, and it pretty much gave mages the overall advantage, sevenfold, pretty much. But that is pretty much all I have to say for now. I covered pretty much all the bases I wanted to cover tonight with this game. Now, I'm planning on making this a new series because the feedback has been okay. So, that's it for now, guys. Tay from Crosshair Games X is out. Keep on supporting the channel, keep on supporting gaming, and keep on supporting the Soul series. And I'll see you guys.